Hello, we are in the background of Formula E. We are here with a battery specialist.
Hi, I'm Max. I'm working for Spark. Here, the work we have to do on the race is to manage the batteries, so take data for all the batteries across the field, because everyone across the field has got a battery in the car, and we have to make sure that every battery is equal. The battery are actually not done by Spark, but they are done by Williams Advanced Technology, which is the English company. But as they came as a sponsorship, in the sponsorship with Jaguar, they cannot take data from all the cars. So that's why they asked us to take the data from all the batteries and make sure that they are all equal within each other. So that's the work, the main work we have to do. So after each session, you'll see a lot of Spark guys going on the cars, working and taking data from the batteries, and then we can gather all data and make sure they're all equal.
Talking about the evolution, first season battery was very different from today's battery. How do you think improved in this year?
Yeah, from season to season we try to improve the battery. The casing, so the outside looks the same, but actually inside we made a lot of improvement, either for thermal management, because on these batteries the main point is the thermal management, so we need to make sure that the batteries don't warm too much, because it's very, that's the critical part at the moment. So for this there has been a lot of improvement in on the cooling system. So the cooling system is just a pipe running through over the battery, and so there's been, for example, a lot of improvement on that area within the 2 seasons.
Talking about battery management, so it's you that decide if a team needs a battery replacement or not. How it works, this system?
Yeah, so the teams don't have all the data from the battery, so that's why we have to always take the data from the battery and make sure they are all good, as I said. For example, it can happen that a cell, one cell only, is behaving strangely and overheat compared to the other cells and to the overall battery. So we have to make sure that this is covered, so we see that and we take the battery. We ask the team to take the battery out, because if they don't, then there could be some safety measures, there could be some safety issues, but normally the battery is quite safe, and most importantly there will be disadvantage compared to another team. So there are 40 cars, so there are 40 batteries inside the cars, but we've got 6 spare batteries. Then if in the weekend we see a battery that is behaving abnormally or weirdly, then we ask the team to take it off and we give them a spare battery for the race.
And as usual, Formula E, it's a very nice training factory for getting knowledge for the electric mobility. So your data will create the battery in the future that we will use on cars every day.
Yes, for sure. I mean, the experience we've learned from this series into season 1 is huge, and for sure that all the improvement we made on the cooling, either on the cells, and all the experience we gathered will help the future on all the cars. And so we're trying to make, for example, between this season and season 5, now the main goal is to have only one battery for each driver. So at the moment the battery lasts around 25 minutes, but in race conditions, so in vibration, heat, and all the conditions are very specific to racing conditions. In 2 seasons, the goal is to have only one battery that could last 40-45 minutes. So that's definitely a big improvement, and for year to year, there's a lot of improvement. We test these batteries in very harsh conditions, so we hope that in the future they can be inside the normal cars, I would say, everyone's cars, with all the experience we've learned. So definitely we can bring this forward to everyone's car.
Talking about season 5, the improvement is so fast that actually now everybody is worried that there will be no car changing. So we will lose something unique in Formula E. What do you think can be a solution to keep something special in Formula E, but a battery able to do all the race?
I don't know. I mean, that's true that swapping cars was unique, and at the beginning everyone was looking at, oh, that's a bit strange. but actually that made Formula E, that made it, and now that we see a swap, it's very, very Formula E, and we recognize it. I don't know what the organization can do for this. I think they're looking at different options, but for sure, the main point at the moment is that everyone that looks at Formula E race, they could always see that it's only 25 minutes. If we make a battery that can last 40 minutes, then there would be a big improvement, and everyone can rely to that. So they will definitely, at the moment, yeah, I think for the main public, the autonomy is the key for these. Everyone will tell you that, yeah, that's an electric car, but can only last 25 minutes. So that's definitely the right way to go. But then, yeah, for sure, we need to keep what makes Formula E unique. And maybe, I mean, I don't know, inside the battery, maybe the design of the car will make it still unique and recognizable. I don't know. I mean, there's still some discussion on what we can do if we have to make some mandatory pit stop or something to entertain the people. But yeah, I think it's more the organization that.
And in all this year, do you remember a special event or something battery related that you want to share with us?
We had a few moments. I can remember having an issue on one battery after the qualification on one event. So we had to change the battery within 1 hour or so. So the mechanics had to rush a lot for changing a battery. And now that they get used to, it took them 40 minutes, which was a big improvement, and that was big thing for them. I mean, they did manage to take the battery off, take all the powertrain off the car, take the battery off, put a new battery, put the powertrain, and go again in 40 minutes. So which was a big step, where before it could take hour and a half. I mean, yeah. So that was the key moment for me.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you again to keep this beautiful car running at the maximum power.